25 of 31 in the tie last week. Completes his first toss today on 1st and 10. Here he's going to get sacked by Josh Sweat. That's what the Eagles do. Second in the NFL, averaging 3.5 sacks per game.
Tackle. He's going up against Josh Sweat. It's going to be a tough matchup, but that's probably lineman by far of those 5. That's going to be concerning right there. When you give up a sack, when Andrew Thomas gives up a sack.
First offensive lines in the league at protecting the quarterback against a really good pass rushing defensive line. That's an incomplete pass. Matt Breida was there on the down, putting him way back. Jones gets sacked again. Hassan Reddick this time. 2 sacks on the opening drive for Philadelphia.
It's going to come from the top of the screen. He's going against Evan Neal. He's going to take him upfield, then come underneath. And it's that burst right there by Hassan Reddick that gets to the quarterback. So you're going to have a real small margin for error this afternoon as the Giants on offense.
63. And then you see him show up on the injury report this week, and it's like, okay, well, it kind of makes sense what you were seeing. On the bootleg. Dropped off for Richie James, who got slammed by T.J. Edwards.
Watch 57 come into the picture. As soon as he recognizes this play, he's already coming up to get Richie James right there. Down he goes. But to get back to Saquon Barkley and watching that film over the last few weeks, it is different. We had them twice early in the year, and they were really leaning on Saquon Barkley. Everything was back to that rookie year. It was great to see. But just all those carries, looks like it's worn on his body.
Jones heaving one long into coverage and incomplete. Hodgins, the intended receiver. James Bradbury, the old Giant, was stepped
back some people up from time to time. So you get a little bit of one-on-one here. But watch Josiah White or Josiah Scott coming in right there. There he is. That helps James Bradbury so much because you can see he's got that outside leverage. He knows he's got.
Granted, it's 4th down, but it winds up finding its way through and everything going the way of the Eagles so far. Daniel Jones and the Giants have an early answer. Reed Blankenship stops Daniel Jones. Let's go down to Pam Oliver.
Our defensive coordinator went.
Second quarter is where Philadelphia will pull away from a lot of teams. Been outstanding in the second quarter.
Here's Breida again, going to lose yards. Driven back. Kaiser White along with Milton Williams. Jones looks to throw. He's pressured right away. Bellinger got drilled. Marcus Epps. A loss of a couple. 4th down.
And tackle here. Watch the twist in the game, and they do not handle it well at all. You got 2 guys chasing inside on us. Fletcher Cox is able to come up the field and get right to Daniel Jones. That is something that is built to break down a little bit.
Injured his shoulder in London on October 9th, and then the neck popped up on the injury report this week as Brandon Graham swallows him in the backfield.
But watch Brandon Graham just kind of gets on that upfield shoulder. And then you got backside pursuit from that play was not going to be successful.
And so it's 3rd down and long. Field. Jones under pressure, stands in a collapsing pocket and almost gets picked by Edwards. 4th down.
And then he's sliding back to get into his position. And boy, I tell you, if he doesn't tip.
So from the 4-yard line, 1st down and goal. Barkley. Got a couple. Decided to use a timeout. 3rd down and 3. 30 seconds. Jones in trouble and sacked for the 3rd time in this half. It's Fletcher Cox.
7. He's going to force Daniel Jones to step up. He's going to run in to Fletcher Cox. So there's 3 sacks. 2 of them have come on the edge. Andrew Thomas, Evan Neal, your 1st-round draft pick this year. The 3rd one is caught.
Bump back into Jones. 2nd and short, Brightwell. Nothing doing. 3rd down.
I don't know if you want to run down in there in this situation. You just went over all the additions on him.
The most Brightwell's been involved this season. So in his career, Barkley comes back in and Saquon's got it. Shot down by Avonte Maddox. The nickel making his return. 10th play of the drive. Barkley again. 3rd and goal from the 1.
Good job. Watch the flow into this area. You see all the bodies coming in. That's really well done. You talk about gap control, but it goes back to that playing from the pocket thing again. All the categories that he's leading this year, the dynamic running skills that he has, but again, the ability to bring that with his style of pocket play tied in together is what makes this.
Fields has added the running element to it, where he's as dangerous as anybody, still developing in that pocket side of things. Here's Jones getting sacked by Graham. There are flags down on the snap there. They came flying. Yeah, it looks like it's going to go on New York.
He's just
illegal formation. Offense went from an illegal formation to a legal one. That penalty's declined. Brings up 3rd down.
You know, he's the guy.
So Jonathan Gannon called him. He's in his 13th year. 2nd longest player ever. Chuck Bednarik, the only guy who's Chuck. 3rd down and long. Jones steps into pressure, has James, who's immediately dropped by Maddox, and it's 4th and 4.
And free number 7. Watch 43 goes out to the outside. Here comes 7 looping underneath. They both.
Jones out of a collapsing pocket. Darius Slay, great break on the ball to swat it away from Isaiah Hodgins.
There's a great.
They bring it. Incomplete. Edwards is waiting on Gary Brightwell, and it's toss for Breida. Breida gets a few. Here's Brightwell. Broke a tackle, and then James Bradbury got him.
I think the big thing for the organization is
penalty moves it back to 3rd and 8. Jones given time, throws wide of Breida. Looking,
giving him fits all day over there on that left side.
4th down and 8. Daniel Jones in trouble again, drilled as he throws, had no chance. Josh Sweat was there. Reddick applied 100 yards in this half alone for Sanders on the ground. Tyrod Taylor comes into the game, replaces Daniel Jones, and his first pass finds Matt Breida. Immediately stopped by Nakobe Dean, who looked at, last year to this year, from 4-13 to in the playoff pictures. This is a sack from behind by Graham. Ball comes out, and the Eagles have it. It's recovered by Patrick Johnson after Brandon Graham got his 3rd sack of the day. Wow.
Thomas anymore. So you get a little bit heavy, you lean, bend at the waist instead of your knees, and a guy like Brandon Graham is going to go right around you. And even at this stage in his career, he's one of those guys that makes the he gets the big sack. He gets the stuff on a 3rd and short. He just always seems to pop up when a big play is needed. Going to have Philadelphia do some things that are out of the ordinary. Some turnovers, some negative plays, and we have not seen that at all here today.
We've seen 3 sacks though from Brandon Graham. My goodness, 3. And the Giants getting ready to play the hardest schedule down the stretch of any contender. Not going to get easier as Milton Williams gets a sack, and who doesn't have one today? That's 7 total for the Eagles.